Okay, where I stained the floor earlier, can you see? Can you tell where I stained it? Right around in there? All of that area there. Over here where we had sanded it, and then I put the dye, the dye on there, the wood dye. Turned out to be the light oak. I would have bet money it was the pine. So basically, all I do, I've got a brush here. I'm going for a thin coat. I'm not going for a thick coat at all. I didn't really prep this board very much. But I'm working back. Up there's the fresh. And I'm working along this line right here. So I'm working into the old stuff. And it's a thin coat I want. I want a very, very thin coat. Now, I'm looking at it, and I'm deciding whether I'm going to brush it or not. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't have the right brush. I had a different brush. Nothing has been where I want it today. Everything's not been there. I find something and I'm missing something else. And it's been one of those days. Boy, I can see the scratch marks on the floor showing up pretty easy. So as long as I'm just staying on this line here, don't want to go over it. Put some more on. But I'm working back into it, into the old stuff. Here's the fresh, the new. And quit doing that. Back into the old, the new, back into the old. Now there's a spot right there. That was a spot. And it doesn't look like I did very much to it, but I put a lot of work into that little spot. And it just doesn't look like it's done anything, really. You can see that spot right there pretty well. So now I'm going to move over. I'm going to put the can on the edge of my next lines. So I'll come up here, do a little brushy in. Up there. I'm going to come up along that line and join the old. I guess if I went back and forth and try and rubbed it in and then finished it in this direction into the old and then kind of lift up lightly, come down here a little ways. See, there's nothing to it really on this type of a job. The more high quality it gets, I would think the thinner your coats are going to be, and then you're going to be sanding it between every coat, lightly rubbing it down anyway. Move back a little bit. You want it, if you see any lines where you lift off, like if you do that, you can see there's clearly a line there. So you have to finish it so they're not seeing too many lines. And it's thin enough already that it looks like it's trying to dry. Dry. And if you keep chasing those I call them holidays, you just got to make sure that you're that you're on your line, and then you just cover up. Make sure you cover it all at least once with the roller. So here's my line. Go right down that line. Come back into the old. And I'll just get the music back on in a minute. There's a little bit of the old varnish lifting there. See a little patch there. But I'd rather have some thinnish spots than too thickish, I think, at this point in the game. I'm going to put another coat on it tomorrow. And that might be a little bit thicker. So I use my cans as my guide. Put a little paintbrush on down there, get a little on the brush, get it up close to the edge, come down this line, blend that in nicely, and just get the roller going. But I'm not using it. Killing my knees. Knees were screaming, help, help knees, help me knees. Paintbrush is dripping. Now this is the area where it gets the most wear. This is where the chairs are. The table sits over there. And the chairs are right there. You can do a little cross, you can do W's, you can do whatever, as long as you end up going in the right direction. Back into the old, I think that's one of the main tricks, getting a good finish. I can see spots there where it looks like it's thin, but I'm not going to go over there and put more on it. I know I've rolled it on there once, I just got to concentrate on making sure that every little thing's got enough pressure on there. That's right in the wood. And then again, there's not much point in not putting enough on there. Where are we? Oh, come back. Need a wide angle lens, I guess. I think I just painted my radio in. If I turn the radio on, it'll be stuck on all night. Probably get my headphones out in a minute. So, yeah, that area there is where I put that oil on, and it's just looking like it's sucking up the varnish better, or more, or something. Not the varnish, I mean, it's where I put the wood dye on there. I got my close-up glasses on. Glasses I use for working on my, if I ever get there, my laptop. using my can. Can you see that? Yeah. Well, it looks like this will be the last row where I've got enough room to work that way. Actually going to be pretty tight now. Now I'll have to start over here and work my way back. You're not trying to set any speed records by doing this. Trying to get it on there too fast. You can do whatever you want, but I just try and take it nice and easy. Seems like you get it all, but inevitably you somehow miss a spot or two. That's why the second coat really makes things pop, as they say. Okay, now I'm just gonna, you've seen enough, I'm just gonna work my way, varnish on the phone, work my way back this way now and out the door. So that's it for now. Hey, sports fans, thanks for watching.